system, Samsung steals Apple's technology and gets a $1 billion damage fee for doing it. In a cooperative world, Samsung worries about its own technology and makes it better for its customers, focused only on the customers, and doesn't steal from anybody.
Okay, well, you can say there are ways to compete that are unethical, and you can say there are ways to compete that are ethical, and if we throw in the unethical as a way to support our belief that competition is no good, then I think we corrupt the very argument that you and I are having right now. I truly believe that if I want to be good at anything, I need to look at people who are doing it better than me, recognize that they are beating me at that game, whether it's writing or creating music or art or doing a radio show or driving a car or anything, and maybe not cutthroat where they're never the person leading me is going to hurt me in some way, but rather help me learn how to do it. I
know, and you're so right. And when you start thinking that way, you've already dropped out of competitive language, competitive attributes. See, well, the problem we have is competition is the one virus on the human brain. It's what makes us have the Thanksgiving we don't want to have, which is the Thanksgiving we want to have. Everyone, and I'm speaking to you right now, this morning. Right, I'm speaking just to you. This is our holiday to show the world that this is the greatest nation in the world, that all its problems are solved with all its solutions, that we, the people of this country, celebrate what's different about us like no other place in the world. We celebrate Buddhists and Hindus and Christians and Muslims. We celebrate every faith and religion, and we honor it. And when you see a Jew honoring a Christian and vice versa, this is a great place to be, this nation. We have a day we give thanks to each other and to just be an American. And we got to get back in that spirit where you can have my parking space, go ahead and take it, just because it's a holiday and it's Christmas time. And I'm saying we're sitting with a virus, if you will, a competition, where every problem with a man and woman, every problem with parenting, and every problem in the workplace is competitively based. And when you read Redemption, the Cooperation Revolution, your home place becomes such a sweet space, and your workspace changes, and you just have a different way of looking at everything. And competition isn't what it used to be. Those words don't mean the same thing anymore. And you start to see cooperative enterprise in every aspect of what you do. And yes, there are people that are going to have more excellence in painting, in athletics, in different areas, but we celebrate and learn from them. Just what you said, learn, and you become better in your radio show. And you can't compete with your audience. We have to love and cooperate with our audience, because they'll be telling everybody on the walls and on their various postings, you've got to be on this show. You've got to listen to this show.
Well,
and
I
think builds your audience.
And I think you're basically telling us what we've been doing for 20-something years now, Robin and I. We have always uplifted everybody and tried to make sure they knew that. And anybody who ever came to us who was new in this business after we had been already established was clearly helped out by any advice we could give them. The book is called Redemption. It is The Cooperation Revolution, written by our guest, Bernie Dorman, out there somewhere. Where are you, Bernie? Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm in Tampa Bay, Florida, so I'm with you in the state of Florida. And the book, by the way, has been read by the President of the United States, Hillary Clinton, R. Jeb Bush in Florida, and the President's quoted 4 times from it.
Nice.
And he used it with Putin, and that's why we didn't bomb Syria and why we're getting our deal with Iran, because he went in with this new cooperative language from the book, wrote me a handwritten letter. And so when you read the book, just remember the President's reading it, and it's affecting nations right now, and they're handing it off to each other at the heads of state. And that's what it was written for, to get this world and the leadership to start cooperating so we don't have Somalia and racial cleansing, and we begin to get to a world where everything that's different about us is celebrated, instead of punish.
I believe
and
you're right.
that is our Thanksgiving.
I believe that's the message of most religions that I'm familiar with, and it makes a lot of sense to me. I appreciate what you're trying to say here. So when the book is climbing up the charts and it reaches number 4 and number 3 and number 2, does that not matter to you at all? The fact that somebody else is competing with you, they're trying to sell more books than you. Does that not matter?
I'm a 5-time New York Times bestselling author, and I really don't care a bit. I want my books to have purpose. Some of them are fictional. My movies and so forth are for entertainment. And when I write a book like Redemption over 10 years, I want to affect happy marriages and households. So when I see the numbers climbing up like they are, I think more households are going to have happy families. I think more businesses are going to have more effect of having a happy workspace instead of a very tense and troubled workspace. And that is enough for me. I mean, that's what I want the book to do in people's lives.
When we get together with family tomorrow, you definitely don't want the guy who's going to try to one-up you all the time.
No.
I'm with you on that. Bernie, do you have a website we can tell the listeners about?
Sure. It's CEO Space, one word, CEO Space, like a space for CEOs, International. So CEO Space International, and Bob Proctor, star of The Secret, tells you about cooperation right in the film on the website. So he's had $1.5 billion and number 1 bestseller with The Secret. And just click him, Bob Proctor, world famous, and you'll see our world of cooperation in 10 minutes on a video.
In nature, is there cooperation or is there competition? When a lion goes to kill an elk or something like that,
we already really know the answer. And what I try to tell you is be spiritual and die. And when you're on the other side, there is no competition. It's all here. And competition is hell, not heaven. And so when you look at competition, what's the source of it? It's, Darth Vader in the wrong side of the Force. And so all the right side of the Force is cooperation. And so when you ask, on these wide brushstrokes, is it competitive or cooperative? And the answer is all nature. John Nash won a Nobel Prize from Princeton, the Beautiful Mind movie that Russell Crowe played in, for his math work on cooperation. He is the father of cooperation theory in math, and he showed at the space level, macro, and the micro level in our brains, in the animal kingdom, it's all about symbiotic cooperation.
So there you go. So
So you can look at it as competitive in Darwin, but it isn't. It's sustainable.
Okay, but I wasn't suggesting. I was asking, but my question was a question, and the answer was cooperation. My question was, in nature, when a carnivore is eating an herbivore, is that cooperation or competition? And the answer is, well, you told me first that the answer was that I already knew the answer, but I was curious what the answer was, and you said it was cooperation. There is no competition.
It is cooperation because they're balancing the planet, and they're all in this very important balance that the insects are eating certain things that would get out of balance if they were gone. The bats eat them, which would get out of balance if they were gone. And do the bats have some viruses, etc.? Yes, but the viruses are living things, and they want to survive as well. And unfortunately, in some cases, we're the host for that to occur.
Well, clearly, for us to get along, we need to cooperate. I wouldn't argue with that. It sounds like you're really on the cutting edge of some really great philosophy, Bernie. Thank you for being on the air with us today. Again, I apologize for whatever phone issues we had in the beginning. The book is called Redemption. The website is ceospaceinternational.com. I'm guessing the book is available everywhere. Is it on an ebook form yet?
Yeah, it's on ebook. It's on everything. You can get it in any form you want. And I ask everybody to have the greatest holiday and put your cooperation foot forward first.
There you go. Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate the interview. Great show. We'll take a little break and be right back.
God bless you.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, November 23rd through January 5th with Ice, featuring Frosty the Snowman. Join Frosty, everyone's favorite snowman, in a colorfully frozen retelling of this original Christmas classic. Relive your favorite scenes, hand-carved in more than 2 million pounds of ice sculptures and slides. Plus, the all-new Artisans in Action Live Ice Carving Zone and the awe-inspiring Nativity in Ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed.